Hello everyone, welcome back. This is Aquatics Planet. Today I'm going to be talking about guppies, because like many of you, I'm a guppy keeper too. So what we have here is my about 16 gallon tank. I have 3 of these, but this one is for guppies. It's a well-established tank. It's been in use for well over a year, probably a year and a half or so now. So as you can see, I have a nice big piece of driftwood in the back there. Got a bunch of plants. Some of them are browning. I need to trim off those leaves right there. And some lava rock on the bottom. Mostly the tank is doing really well. I would say it's not perfect, but it's good. It's pretty good. So like I said, I'm talking about guppies today. Guppies are, in my opinion, and what I can gather from other hobbyists and what I can see people talking about or hear, read, whatever, that guppies are the most popular, one of the most popular fish in the aquarium hobby. And there's many reasons why. You can definitely see that right away why. I have the metallic galaxy guppies. And you can see there's a female right there on the bottom, and that's a male. See the difference in size? Right away you can tell that. There's another female over there. You can see in size, males are much smaller. They're usually skinnier and smaller. They grow to about an inch and a half, about maybe 4 or 5 centimeters. And the females can grow about 2.5 centimeters, no, 2.5 inches, about 7 or 8 centimeters. Excuse me if my calculating or my size is slightly off. Okay, so like I said, guppies are very popular for a number of reasons. Because of their variety. There's just so many, there's just such a wide variety of guppies out there to choose from. There's bound to be a guppy for you that fits like your style. Guppies are originally from South America, but they're bred in many places around the world, and there's just so much variety, so many different colors, so many different shapes, so many different tail shapes. It's just amazing, and you'll never get bored of them. If you're a beginner and you want to get into guppies, go for it. If you're an expert and you're still into guppies, that's great, because from beginner, they're not very hard. For beginners, they're not very hard to keep, but for experts, they're still interesting, and still people keep them for their forever, for their whole time that they do this hobby. So they're mostly peaceful fish. You get a little bit of fin nipping. Let me see. I have one guppy that has a little bit of fin nipping. I don't see him right now. He's a male. He's probably swimming around in the back. They're pretty active, as you can see. They just hardly ever stay still. But I've heard of, and I've seen them sleeping. They pretty much can go to sleep at the bottom of the tank, which is some people get freaked out about when they see them sleeping. They think that maybe they're dead or something, but they're just resting or sleeping. But they're mostly pretty active. So yeah, so there's many colors and different types of patterns and different types of everything. Size, yeah, but you can see I have one platy in there. So this is going to be, see him right there? Orange guy, that's a platy. Originally, when I set up this tank, well over a year ago, I put a handful of platies in here before I got guppies. I heard that platies are really hardy, and they are. And they're great when your tank is first cycled. I let it cycle, of course. Then I put some platies in there, because platies like to eat and do their thing and make that good bacteria, that whole nitrogen cycle going. Then I put the guppies in there, and I really liked these types of guppies, of course. I think I said it already. They're metallic galaxy guppies. I've been keeping this strain for a little while now, and they're breeding. But so let me get into breeding a little bit. Breeding is pretty easy. As you can see, I have a bunch of fry in there. This is probably about the second, maybe even the third generation by now. You know, I had this over a year. Some of these guppies have been in here from the beginning, especially those two big females in the bottom. They're still alive and they're still doing well. I did lose a few, you know, throughout the time, but mostly they've been alive for over a year, especially those two big females. They've been in there for the longest. And that little platy, he's been in there since the beginning of this tank, which was still, he's a good survivor. So there, let me see, I went over a little bit about general talk about guppies. We talked a little bit about the varieties. There's many varieties and shapes and colors and patterns. And, you know, go out there and check it out on the internet or watch other people's videos. So then I went over a little bit about their care. Did I mention enough about their care? Well, I'll go over that real quick. Care, basically don't overfeed them. Use good quality foods. I use a few different varieties of foods. You can get into that and read about that if you want. I'll try to mention and just get a good quality like flake food, get a kind of guppy food. There's a bunch of different kind of guppy foods out there. You can feed them something like bloodworms or types of insect larvae, like mosquito larvae, if you can get that. So as far as maintenance, that's some of their feeding and care. As far as maintenance, make sure you do good water changes a week. I try to do about 50% water change a week. That you might think that's too much, but they like to have clean, fresh water. That also helps them or encourages them to breed. And that's what you want, right? You want to breed. Now, if you're doing a breeder tank, this is not a breeder tank. This is actually not even a showcase tank. This is my own personal tank. So it's not, I set it up for, you know, helping with the breeding because I want more fish, like everybody seems to want. You know, we always want more fish, and I don't have to go out and try to buy new guppies. I let them do let them do the work. What can I say? They breed, I have new fish, so I don't have to go out and always try to get new fish, right? So they're really good at breeding. They're really good at breeding for themselves. You just get the female and male together and they'll do the work for you. But if you're looking to be a breeder, you might have to set up your tank a little different than this. And if you're looking to breed guppies, but you don't want them to be eaten by their parents, sometimes they do that. That's just the way live bearers are in general. But you can use like things like a breeder box. But I would say a breeder box, that's it's a rough one. You know, it's works for some people, works for some people, and it can stress your guppies out. So I just do it naturally, as you can see. Just have a bunch of like moss and maybe guppy grass and plants, and they should be fine. They won't, you know, they won't eat too many. And I feel like if the guppies are getting older, they won't eat their fry anymore. They like have a sense. Like I have a feeling like I have a lot of guppy fry in here right now because one of the females recently passed away. And I feel like once they know that their time is coming, they won't eat their fry as much because they kind of have a sense that they need to leave the next generation. So I don't know if that's true, but that's my experience. Tell me what you think in the comments below. And before you go, make sure you subscribe. And I'll give you a moment to think about it. If you did, thank you. And please hit that like button. So, you know, here at Aquatics Planet, I talk about everything in the aquatics hobby and more. So you won't get bored. I have a bunch of different kind of videos coming up. So as far as common diseases go, there are a few common diseases, but as long as you keep up with maintenance, like doing good water changes, don't overfeed, do a little bit of vacuuming, gravel vacuuming, you know, have some plants in there that keep the water quality well, you know, wipe the inside and outside of the glass, all things like that, you should be fine. You shouldn't get too many diseases, but if you do, probably the most common one is ick. It's pretty easy to see. That's common, but also easy to see and pretty easy to treat. There's a bunch of different medications out there you can try, but they can come down with some kind of sickness, just like any living thing, right? So fish are no exception. So that's just about it for today, guys. Just wanted to talk a little bit about guppies, you know, some of their care, some of the varieties and everything else. And thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next time.